Okay, welcome to the double feature number 4, I believe, of Rampage and SmackDown smushed together. This is an interesting one, guys.
Oh, we got an interesting one this time.
I'm doing Rampage first because I believe because SmackDown was the more interesting show. I'm saying it right now. Even though there's one great segment on Rampage, it does not compare to SmackDown. It doesn't. I'm sorry. It just doesn't. Now, I'm not even saying SmackDown was perfect. It wasn't. But one
segment made it better.
One. So let's do Rampage. We got Moxley versus Magic Daddy. Now, it didn't last very long, and it wasn't a bad match, but I didn't expect him to win. You know he wasn't going to win, and he didn't. What made things interesting is when Halfway came out after Magic Daddy, or Daddy Magic as he's mainly called, but he's Magic Daddy. You know why he's Magic Daddy?
Because we still like the Jericho Appreciation Society.
The pinnacle of sports, entertainers. That is his magic. His voice in the beginning of that theme of Jericho Appreciation Society makes him magic. But let's make it clear. Very clear. Seeing Halfway came out with Lee Moriarty and trying to spotlight Lee Moriarty was a good thing. But let's be honest. When this match happens on no, I'm not against Lee. I like Lee. But his ass is going to be made this Wednesday on Dynamite going against Moxley unless they try to do something to make him lose and have a DQ loss but doesn't win the title. He's going to get his ass handed to him. That's the way it's going to look. When Moxley spoke, it wasn't bad, but still. Next. Keith Lee. No, you know what? No. I'm not doing that now. I'm doing it last. Next, Madison Rayne versus Ty Mello. Now, I'm not against Ty, and I'm not against Madison Rayne, but honestly, I wasn't really that interested in this match. I really wasn't. I wasn't interested. And it was too long. I'm sorry. I'm not against women's wrestling. You guys know I want women's wrestling to be good. And I do. But we are talking about Madison Rayne. And we're talking about Ty Mello, who normally don't get seen much on Dynamite and Rampage. They get seen on Elevation. They get seen on Dark. And this match didn't really mean anything. Yes, what they told us during the match that a month ago that there was an incident that happened between Ty and Anna Jay versus a Sky Blue and Madison Rayne. That was a month in the making. We don't see it on Rampage. We don't see it on Dynamite. This is where the major problem of Dynamite and Rampage is. You show the most amount of women. Really? And I'm saying this, the most amount of women as maybe 4, sometimes 6. And you have all these other women. You got Madison Rayne. You got Selena Deeps. You got Sky Blue. You got pretty much what? You got Ella, I can't remember her name from the baddies. I always seem to forget Gray's last name. I always seem to forget her because they never show her. And then you have Kiera Hogan. Kiera Hogan. When do you show these women on Rampage? When do you show these women on Dynamite other than just looking like eye candy? This is where I don't care. If we still had, I'm not even going to go to ROH because it doesn't even deserve my time. I didn't care about the match because it was too long and because whatever story's been going on has only been on Elevation and Dark. I don't care. And that's sad. I shouldn't feel that way, and I do. Moving on. Wardlow versus Matt Taven. Did you guys think that Wardlow was going to job? No. Did you think Matt Taven was going to get his ass handed to him and go through the Powerbomb Symphony? Yes, he did. And then, when it was all said and done, we had a big smudge of everybody. We had once the match was over and pretty much Matt Taven was destroyed, he was attacked, and that's Wardlow, by a Mike Bennett. Then we got the Embassy coming out. No, sorry.
Powerhouse Hobbs comes out first.
He comes out first. Then the Embassy comes out. And then you see Powerhouse holding up the TNT title. And then you see Brian Cage holding up the other title. Problem I have is that they never show the Embassy on Rampage or Dark. They only show them at the very end of a show, or they show them in the back in a segment. We don't see them in matches. We don't see nothing of them. So one, the only person I recognize there is pretty much Brian Cage. I don't recognize anybody else, and I don't remember their names. Even if I hear the names, I tend to forget because I don't see them often. So they don't mean anything, and that's sad. Now I got that part out. Let's go to the best part of the entire show. And it wasn't the match between Keith Lee and Serpentico. He got his ass destroyed, and I wasn't surprised. Serpentico only lasted, 5 seconds? 6 at the most? He got destroyed. And then as Keith Lee's being interviewed, the Acclaim come out, and they're saying, where is Billy? He's not with us. He hasn't texted. He hasn't called. Where is he? And he says, I don't know where he is. And he says, well, where's Strickland? And pretty much, one Tony Schiavone said, hey, as far as I know, he's supposed to have a family emergency. He says, no, he doesn't. We're his family. And then guess who comes on screen?
You get your swerve, Strickland.
And I mispronounced that on purpose. We don't get regular Strickland. We get Strickland, the madman, the one that I knew he could be. Look, I've said this 100%. He's charismatic. He can talk his ass off. He has a certain look that people like. Wrestling, the only problem I've ever had was he doesn't sell very well. He's great as an aerialist. He's great as a high flyer, but he doesn't sell that well. But everything else is very good. And look what we get. He takes a Billy Gunn a hostage. And he makes it very clear that you messed up our last match, where we had our chance to get our titles. Well, keep our titles. And he says, I ain't do nothing. If you got a problem, it's with you. He said, you know what? We're getting our chance again. He says, yeah. You get your chance. Fine, you're getting it. He says, well, you're not going to be there. I said, oh, yes, I am. I am going to be there. And then he pulls out some pliers. I think that would be the only time I don't even know if I got the shot. I'm not even going to probably put it in there. I don't think I'm editing anything. But he takes out pliers. No. If I got the image, I'm going to edit it in this video. If I got the image. But he clearly has pliers in his hands. And then he breaks supposedly the fingers of a Billy Gunn. That boy said, you motherfucker. Breaking his fingers, which was nice. I mean, he played his part.
Billy isn't a great actor, but he did all right.
He was fine. I was fine with it. No problem. That segment by itself made that episode good. Because other than that, there wasn't that much there. Yes, we did have the Jericho Appreciation Society. Yeah, we got Keith Lee in his moment showing how shocked we were. It wasn't bad. Seeing that Ethan Page is now in the tournament, and by the time he goes into the pay-per-view, he makes it clear he wants to get that damn title, and he's going to keep screwing over MJF. He's going to keep screwing over Moxley. He's just going to take the damn title. It was an okay show, but does not mean it was great until you saw that part. Yes, we didn't see the fingers broken. You don't need to. It just looks good. Now, let's move on to SmackDown. And I'm going to make this clear. I'm not going to be very detailed in SmackDown because there's only one segment I cared about. One. Now, I know people are going to say, what about Bray Wyatt? I'm going to start with Bray. I liked the Bray Wyatt segment. It was at the very end of the show, but it was very short. He spoke just like he did last time. He was Wyndham Rotunda.
This was Wyndham.
Guys, if you want to know Wyndham Rotunda, there you go. Wyndham was right there. He let his real self be shown, his true self. And that felt refreshing. Now, I got to admit this, and I am going to admit, seeing the, what was the guy? Uncle, oh my goodness, I forgot his name. It's been so long. Howdy, I believe that's his name. Uncle Howdy. That was great. That segment was good, but I'm going to say this. I'm being honest. I don't know about anybody else, but I really wanted to see something different from Bray Wyatt. Holding the lantern, honestly, kind of feels like he really didn't think 100% about trying to change his persona a bit. Because, yes, you could say that's the Eater of Worlds that's coming back. You could say that is the Fiend coming back. But don't you think he should be something other than that? We've gone through the Eater of Worlds twice. We did. He tried it twice. Then we got the Fiend twice. The first time it was really working until what happened in Hell in a Cell. And then he tried it again. And that's when Alexa Bliss came into the picture. Twice for each. And I would kind of hope that they would do something about it. Now, mind you, he could be going away from it when it comes to Uncle Howdy. I believe that's his name. Could be wrong about the name. But if he is going to wander away from that after the transition into Uncle, hopefully he will, he'll do an entirely different new stick. And he won't use what he's been using for quite a while. That's what I'm hoping for. That's what I hope for. But that's just me, guys, believe. If you believe that that's not the right way it should be, it should stay the way it is, tell me below. But for me personally, I really want to see him go away from the Eater of Worlds and the Fiend. He needs to be something entirely different when he transitions. When he finally transitions, I want to see his intro be completely different. Something we've never seen. No this, no lantern, none of that mess. I want to see something different. Now, what did we get from, we got two matches that I felt a little lackluster. The first match was Ronda Rousey versus Emma. Tenille Dashwood. Couldn't they have used Tenille's name? No. They want to be able to basically monetize it, which I'm not surprised. But they come back with Emma. And you would think that this is a great opportunity for one of the original.
Guys, she was before Paige.
She was before Paige. She was pretty much the beginning of what NXT for women was. It wasn't Paige. It was Emma. You can say a lot about Paige, who really did a lot once she got into the main roster. But what started in NXT, what was the first true character that people loved, was Emma, not Paige. So she deserves her respect. But after seeing this match, nope. That was the most sloppiest match I've ever seen Tenille Dashwood or a Ronda Rousey had. I don't know anybody else. They probably say it was a good match. No. When you see how that match went, Emma barely did anything correctly. And if it was done on purpose, fine. But honestly, it just looked sloppy. It was sloppy from Ronda. It was sloppy from Emma. I did not like it. It looked terrible. And in the end, I wasn't surprised she jobbed. I was kind of hoping, I'm going to be honest here, I was kind of hoping either was going to be Asuka, maybe a returning Charlotte. I know she's not back, but that could have happened. It could have been Charlotte. But seeing Emma there and then seeing that match, I honestly didn't care. It was that sloppy. I'm just saying. Now, the second match that I felt was kind of lackluster, Legado del Fantasma versus Hit Row and Shinsuke Nakamura? What? Honestly, know who I would have thought would have been the best person to bring in? Even if it was for one night. Now, I know they don't try to go from one brand to another, but I think Angelo Dawkins from pretty much, come on, the Street Profits would have been the best person to be there. To be honest, I think probably in Hit Row, you want to make a bet. Top Dollar did not want Angelo there. You want to make a bet? Because guess what? If you look at Hit Row's Top Dollar versus Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins, dude, Angelo's better. And I'm not even saying he's a great wrestler, but when you see the two guys side by side, Angelo is better. Because I still don't see the appeal of Top Dollar. I don't see it. Yeah, he's a big ass guy, but he don't feel like anything. I'm not feeling him. He may have the charisma, but the ring work, no. When it comes to this talking on the mic, ain't that great. B-Fab is better than him, and his partner's better than him. So I don't know what it is that people like. I don't. Yeah, I'm like here. He'll be like here. He'll squash my ass, but at least I'll be honest. So when you see the match itself, it just, something was off. I don't know. You guys tell me below. Because both these teams have known each other, and both these teams have faced each other on NXT. But honestly, when you look at this match, it felt off. I was not invested in this match. It felt off. And to be honest, who won the match? I don't even remember who won it. Who won the damn match? The Faces, which is Hit Row. I didn't care. I kind of wish Legado del Fantasma had won. Honestly, I think they should have won. This made no sense for them to win. I didn't feel nothing. I'm just saying. Now, a good match was because of the build for it. Going into, yeah, I will probably watch Crown Jewel. I probably will review Crown Jewel. I'm probably going to do it. Doesn't mean I'm going to be happy about it because I'm not really fond of Saudi Arabia and how they treat their people out there in Jeddah. But when you look at Killer Cross versus Madcap Moss, it was not about Madcap, even though he put up a good fight. This was about setting up for the steel cage at Crown Jewel. Now this is where it gets interesting. Match was over. You got the straight jacket and pretty much Madcap Moss going like this. And then you actually get a Killer Cross, Karrion Kross, I like calling him Killer. Killer Kross pretty much doing his monologue while he's still got him in the damn, and he's saying, you know what, I gotta tell you this, Madcap Moss gave me a better fight, he was more honorable, but guess what, when it comes to you, Drew, you're not honorable, you're nothing, and you will learn it in Crown Jewel, and he just goes, eh. And in the end, he finally lets go. I will say that it wasn't a bad match. It was all right. And I got to say, Madcap Moss did a pretty good job. But this was about him and Drew. This is about Killer Kross and Drew. I'm just saying. Now, let's get this over with. The Brawling Brutes. Was this a good match? It was fine. But it was about the division between Jey Uso and Sami Zayn. Don't need to care about the match. We know who lost. It was Sami. And they were arguing all the way until the Roman Reigns came out. This was the best thing between two shows. I'm sorry. No matter, even though you loved the Bray Wyatt segment, you loved what happened with Billy Gunn and Swerve Strickland supposedly breaking his fingers with some pliers. This was the best segment between both shows. I'm just saying that when it was all said and done, when you see Roman gets into the ring and he says, acknowledge me, St. Louis. When you see him say, I am sick of this, I want you to air out your business right now, I want this fixed. You see Sami, as the honorary Uso, saying, look, I don't know what the problem is. I don't know. We used to be cool until I became wanted to hang with the bloodline, and now you hate me. Whatever I done, I'm sorry. I don't want to fight with you. Please, let's bury the hatchet. He hands his hand out, and I love how Jay did it. he said, you got 2 seconds, get that out of my face before I knock it down your throat. And he says, you ain't nobody. You ain't blood. I bleed for my family. You ain't nothing but a fake oos. I've never liked you. I'm the only one who's willing to say to your damn face, nobody likes you. And then once you see Sammy says, look, I'm trying to bring peace. I'm trying to bring some peace here. The tribal chief wants peace. And he said, I don't give a damn about the tribal chief. The look that the look that you get from Roman Reigns going, that look like, that motherfucker did not just say what I think he just said. And once you see Jay like, oh shit, did I just put myself in trouble? That was perfect. Particularly once you see Jimmy. Jimmy, once he heard Jay say that, turns and does not even face them. He is looking at the fans. That helped that entire segment. And once you see that the tribal chief was about to take his head off, you see that Sammy saying, dude, please. He didn't mean it. He said something stupid. He didn't mean it. He said, yeah. And Jay is trying to agree. He says, I didn't mean it. And then he says again, which everyone loves to chant, he ain't Usi. And you say, guys, everyone knows that Usi Juicy is the funny shit. And you can see Jimmy covering his face, trying to hold it in. You see Jay trying to maintain control. They don't even show Solo. I don't think he even broke character. Solo Sequoia, he has the look of someone who can actually manage, even though it may be cracking up inside, he looks like the type that will not break. But Jimmy wanted to break, and he's covering his face like this, trying not to laugh. Jay at one point kept going like this, trying to control himself. But then once Roman put his hand on his shoulder, he's going like, oh no, I can't, I'm going to laugh. He said, turn around, look at me. If you don't straighten this mess out, I'm going to do something you don't like. He points at Sammy and says, if you can't straighten this out, I'm taking away honorary. And I'm going to make him a full-blown oos. But then he says, no. I think he might have came up with this on the fly. Now, I could be wrong. But when he says, no, I got something better. I'm going to change his name. I'm going to turn him to Sammy Uso. The moment that happened, you see the look in Jay's face. He ain't happy, but the crowd exploded with Sammy Uso. Sammy is so over. Guys, I don't remember anyone being this over in years in WWE. Take away when it came to Roman Reigns becoming the tribal chief, where he literally went from being hated to loved. And that's just him being a heel. I don't remember anyone going from total obscurity who's not trying to get a title that has been this over so much. The only other person that was that over so much was Kofi Kingston and Kofi Mania. But it had to be going for a damn title that he's deserved for years. This is Sammy. He's got no damn title other than just being called Honorary Oos. And now, the way it goes, if Jay does not straighten his ass out and stop being so damn aggressive and angry and hateful, we are getting a Sammy Uso. We'll get a Jay Uso. We'll get a Jimmy Uso. We'll get a Solo Sequoia. And we'll get a Sammy Uso. That is coming. And believe me, I think that will happen at Survivor Series. I do not see this happening in Crown Jewel. If they do it at Crown Jewel, it's the most stupidest thing they would do. I believe Triple H would do this at Crown Jewel. It is going to happen at Crown Jewel. And you know what? I'm going to put it in my face. If I have the image, I'm putting the shock of Jay getting upset. I'm sorry. It's just funny to see that they managed to make a Sami Zayn who never goes to Crown Jewel because of his beliefs, being pretty much what he is. And pretty much not his belief, because of who he is. Because I forgot where he goes from. Where is he? Where is he? He's not from Saudi Arabia. He's from, I forgot which country he's from. I'm blanking. But pretty much seeing this, where they made Sammy into a joke years ago. Vince made him into a joke. And he's gone from being a joke like this. And he took what he was given. And he managed to go all the way up. And he's here as the top baby face. He still cheats. But he's so over. He's a damn baby face. That's how great this is. And believe me, SmackDown was okay. It was okay. It wasn't great. It was okay. 2 matches I wasn't feeling. But literally, they made Sami Zayn mean something. This is like, how far are they going to go with him as an Uso? Oh my gosh. Is he going to dress like Jimmy and Jay? I would crack up if he dressed like Jimmy and Jay Uso. I want to see him dress as Jimmy and Jay. That would be damn funny. But this is just me. And I hope you enjoyed the Zayn view. Please give me a comment below. And I really hope my mic didn't die on me. Good, it's still working. Sorry about that. The batteries have been acting a little wacky on my mic. So if it died, I'm sorry. Peace.